CP jungler. Obviously, low cooldown afterburn can put pressure on the Baron. I wouldn't even be half surprised to maybe see a kind of triple melee composition come through with another Black Feather, but I think that's opening yourself a little bit too much to a risky final pick, which could even be a Rhyme from Elite 8. I know we haven't seen anything from that, but Kestrel is probably the sensible choice. Gives you a late game, not quite as comparable, but the range is good, and obviously high damage impact glimmer shots in the late game. Samuel comes through as the final pick for Elite 8. There is the triple ranged, but actually if you're going to have anything into a triple ranged, a CP cooldown glaive is pretty solid. Still, I am scared, because Elite 8 have shown...
Man, here we go. It is going to be this game getting underway. We are experiencing some technical difficulties with our spectator client. It is starting to come alive very, very shortly. There's been 2 kills, 1 apiece for each team.
Oh, look at those minions.
They're just zooming.
They're flying into lane. So where did those kills come through? That's interesting. So we had an invade, I expect, early on. One kill went over to Official Hein, 1 kill went over to Def Q. And the people that went down were both captains on either side. Cote d'Ivoire has to back out here.
Yes, be very careful as the range from this triple range composition means the siege potential for Elite 8 is certainly there. Cote d'Ivoire as a Catherine going to struggle, but look at the glimmer shots coming out. And this
wait a second.
This is Def Q with CP Kestrel in the lane. Okay.
Do you know what? I actually like that more.
Well, that's a kill going over. It's traded back. Def Q may lose his life as well. Official Hein looking for the kill, and he does snipe it away. Impressive stuff. Can he get a triple for himself? Stormguard goes up. Jaegers dives forward, and it is going to be all 3 members of Impunity losing their lives.
Why did they stick around? They didn't need to stick around there. I do like this from Def Q a bit more. I really don't like CP Kestrel in the lane, however. It's very difficult to land glimmer shots effectively, but what it does do is it gives them an earlier spike with the weapon power glaive. They can look to be more aggressive, but they have just given so much of an early advantage over to Elite 8 here with a Baron. And already Frostburn finished for Official Hein at 3 minutes 25. I don't know, this is not looking good for Impunity in this final game.
He is 3-0-1 on his Samuel already, Scoundrel, at 3 minutes. That is huge for the early game power of this Samuel. Anime Save Me, taking a lot of hurt in the lane. Def Q making sure he can't get the heals back, but Official Hein is rotating up. He's going to make himself known as he starts battering away with those Malice and Verdicts. I guess Def Q can throw it back just as good, though.
Yeah, the problem is that you do fall off here with the Impunity. You only have the CP Kestrel that scales particularly well. I guess what they do have is a glaive that if he goes down a critical strike build path can have an instantaneous impact on one of the targets, and it does make it slightly harder to itemize because you're going to want both shielding and armor. Cote d'Ivoire just tanking so much damage. That's been the case a lot of the time. Decision making has been slightly off this series for him.
Yeah, and he goes down half HP. It does have the Life Spring, will start to heal up a little bit. Def Q takes a bit of poke from Official Hein, but the Glimmer Shots does a little bit more back in return. But it's the Siege game coming out as Cote d'Ivoire has to join Def Q, and looks like Spaghetti's going to rotate up as well. That Bright Bulwark can shut everyone down, but Cote d'Ivoire has already taken almost all his life away, meaning that it's not likely Impunity can stick around to defend this turret.
They need to just go in. Like, they can't sit there and take the poke damage because they can't really respond to it. Cote d'Ivoire kind of almost tempting them with the Storm Shield here. They need to go in, look for a stun, get Spaghetti in there with the Afterburn, and get Def Q trying to find. They're going to lose this turret maybe early on here because of that back and because of how low they are. And obviously Cote d'Ivoire has not yet finished the Fountain. That's the first turret already going to Elite 8 because, I mean, Impunity just don't want to commit to a fight, and I just think they need to.
2,000 gold now for Elite 8. A very passive Impunity here. We're going to see the Fountain completed now for Anime Save Me. This Baron has enough gold to complete that Sorrow Blade as well. Get that first item in his back pocket. Impunity, man, it's a struggle almost seeing this from them, and I think you're right. They just need to commit.
They need to commit to a fight because they can't poke war them because unfortunately you've only got the You've literally only got Def Q, which is a little bit harder to hit and at longer range to hit your Glimmer Shots compared to the Empowered Malice and Verdict. Here we go, though. We're going to get a start.
Yeah, Anime Save Me going to be taking a lot of damage, but Spaghetti gets put to sleep. And Elite 8 turn it around with 2 kills. Impunity just falling by the road. It's only Def Q left alive using that CP Kestrel active camo to escape, and he will.
And they've committed too late. They commit to the fight too late. They have no Fountain, whereas Anime has the Fountain finished already. Cote d'Ivoire has just finished his. They commit to the wrong target. They go on the Lyra, who obviously has the healing on themselves. And I mean, it's just not looking good right now. Impunity already taking poke damage more often, and now we might have to see them commit because they do have their fountain left over. Here's the stun.
Yeah, that's Anime Save Me. After burned away, he should go down, and he does indeed, but Quatrevois is baiting out damage. Has the fountain, pops it out, but this Malice inverted comes so huge, and Hun Jaegers dives forward. Quatrevois loses his life. The Baron at 6 minutes with a double kill. It is completely the opposite of what you expect to come out of Elite 8.
And Impunity just looked like a team so different. That's going to be another turret being sieged here. Might not get taken down. Official Hein took a little bit of damage, but I think that Samuel has been more of an issue than I think Impunity wanted to realize. And Elite 8 have had an answer for everything this game. This looks like they are shoring up to become our Southeast Asian champions and finalists, and it'll be a changing of the guard, a historic moment to not see this Impunity roster remain on top in the Southeast Asian region. But not only that, gives hope to other Southeast Asian teams that they can compete at this level now. The region as a whole is improving. It's not Impunity getting worse, it's just the region of the whole improving, and Elite 8 are a prime example of that. They came through a trial of fire to get here, a fire of Popeyes. And now they find themselves 2-1 up with a serious advantage in this final game potentially for them.
Yes, 4,000 gold as well. Scoundrel starting to build up for this team. And Elite 8 feeling very comfortable with their ability to push, and get those objectives, that global gold, into their stomachs.
Quatrevois goes in to the front lines, pops that Storm Shield again, but does not yet commit to the fight because unfortunately Spaghetti not quite in position. Looks like a stealth looking to come out, trying to get a flank here, but nothing happening again. It's very defensive from Impunity. They are taking the poke and they can't respond to it.
Yeah, Spaghetti needs to look for an afterburn, but just look how much damage he's taking. He is so squishy. There's the Iron Cannon flying out straight on top of the turret, and it's going to just blow it to smithereens. That's another turret going down in favor of Elite 8, and they are continuing this dominance in this game.
Again, is the one-shot, one-kill coming through.
Ooh.
Just land onto the Samuel, but they're just not in a position. You can't sit there and take the Baron shots, take the Samuel Malice and Verdicts and not commit to the fight. Spaghetti and Quatrevois have to make a move. It is level 6 now. They've got the silence available. DefQ not in position, but they're still just not finding the right moment here. And it's just painful to see compared to the same level that we saw from Impunity yesterday. And you can't help but feel that had they played these other games slightly differently, had they maybe changed the way they built, they might have actually kept themselves in this final. But you've got to give credit to Elite 8 and specifically to Anime Save Me, who has been such an amazing addition to the roster mid-series. The official sub playing remotely has had a massive impact for this team.
Yeah, certainly has. Now Eve of the Harvest completed for Samuel. Breaking point for Johan Jaegers just a while ago. And this is just even more damage coming in the form of Elite 8. There's no match. DefQ has not completed his second item. Going down the double heavy prism, Spaghetti is nowhere near completing a second damage item for himself. Impunity are so far behind. Almost 6,000. No, it is just 6,000 gold at this stage. 9 minutes, you expect Baron to be behind. You expect Baron to be the one trailing. But right now, Hun Jaegers is leading the charge.
This is so close. I mean, Elite 8, if they win this...
Whoop. Okay.
Elite 8, if they win this, they get a world spot.
Yeah.
That is huge because that is a massive event. World teams from all over the world, East Asia, South America, North America, Europe, and obviously Southeast Asia, come to join in a massive competition. And for Elite 8 to have a spot there over this Impunity roster would be massive, not only for the organization, but for the players. And obviously Indonesia, this is an Indonesian team, remember? Not even a mixed team from the Southeast Asian region. This is just Indonesia. How awesome for their community would it be to have a team that puts so much into the Indonesian Vainglory community as well, trying to build up the community there. To have them win the Southeast Asian Championships after all of their efforts would be so amazing for that team.
Definitely a heartwarming story that Elite 8 are trying to put their signature onto right now. Pressuring down this choke point turret, so much damage just put straight on. Quatrevois going to go very low. He escapes the Oblivion, but the turret is now wide open. Spaghetti pushes on up, going to take down this minion wave and alleviate some pressure. The one shot almost hitting Official Hein, but it whizzes past his head and he kills the relief as it doesn't connect.
You know that the Impunity roster will be hungry to get another spot for the World Championship if they lose here. But you have to credit how amazing Elite 8 have been this time round. And it almost feels like there's nothing that Impunity can do. You're at 3-item Baron at 11 minutes. That is just insane. if he gets any shots onto DefQ, who cannot afford to itemize into armor, by the way. He can barely afford to itemize into a reflex block. He just blows up, and then there's Glaive sitting on just a light armor right now. This Baron is going to tear through that Impunity team. And then you've got to add to the fact that Official Heim is closing on 3 items here as well, and it doesn't feel like, even without the Lyra, there's the threat of the Bright Bulwark, the threat of the poke right now is stopping Impunity from making engages. I think this is DefQ looking to set something up with the active camo. This might be one of their only opportunities.
Look at where Spaghetti as well. Up in that bush, they're going to look to try and get a flank, catch someone out. It's a double active camo, and Animace is just teetering on the edge of it. Spaghetti completely unnoticed. Hunyega's pushing up. He's going to lay down the active camo. Will he step into it? Will Spaghetti be able to get the flank? So close. They're on the edge here, but they have to know something's up. This turret is starting to go down. There it is. Active camo. They can step into it. It's a 3-man stun. It's the second time this series, and Impunity now looking to try and turn it around. Their damage is not quite there. They are struggling. Spaghetti goes down. Quadavar goes down. A double for Hunyegas, and the damage is insane. A triple.
Oh my God. When you get a 3-man active camo and you don't win the fight, that's when you know the game is over. Elite 8 barreling through into the base right now, and Impunity's hopes of getting to the World Finals must be tumbling, because that was just insane. You don't see those setups. It's twice this series that those setups have been available for Impunity, but when you get a 3-man active camo onto key targets and you don't get the kills, you don't win the fight, you are too far behind to win the game. Baron right there, the critical strikes at this point, doing more damage than the active camo did. This is insane for Elite 8. They have played their minds out. The sub has been so good for them. Anime Save Me coming in has been a real key into the cogs that needed to allow this Evil 8 machine to turn. Elite 8 machine to turn, and I've got to say, the Samuel's been a major winning factor for them as well.
Hunyegas, 4 damage items before 13 minutes. That is an insane lead for this Baron. He has almost 150 CS at 13 minutes.
He's 40 CS up on DefQ as well.
40 CS up on DefQ. DefQ has not completed a third tier 3. He is splitting
He's not completed
his
a second.
build.
He's not even completed the second tier 3 item.
He is so far behind as far as damage is concerned. Neither has Spaghetti. Spaghetti has been struggling to get gold as it's just been choked away. Elite 8 with a 10,000 gold lead, almost 11,000, and it just feels like it's done.
You are staring down at the the champions of potentially of the Southeast Asian region. We just have a potential slight bug here. We'll make sure we get back on track as soon as we physically can.
Yeah, no, this is going to be coming back in, and you can see the pause coming out. It's in the midst of a fight. Look at Hunyega's HP, 583. Obviously, whatever just happened for Impunity was well-timed.
Small pause coming out there. Hopefully, the players get back on track. It was the middle of an active camo stun or whatever happened there. Potentially taking out Baron here could be massively influential for the team. Could maybe get Impunity back on track, but it's a big road back up. Huge gold deficit to have to climb for the roster.
Wow. Just look at the faces as well on Impunity. They are straight-faced, Scoundrel. They are staring.
Spaghetti looks incredibly focused. Quadavar almost bemused.
And you would be. No one expected Elite 8 to come out firing such shots like this. It does look like the players are getting ready to go. Fingers poised. We are getting back into this game. And it is going to be Hunyegas still alive for now. But unfortunately, we do have even more issues on our spectator clients, so we cannot quite update you as to what is going down.
The players are still going. The players are still going. Actually, whoa. I have no idea what happened, but it looked like Hunyegas and Official Hein cleaned up. Now Quadavar trying to escape, but even with Hunyegas getting taken out, the Official Hein's damage is just too high right now.
Potentially a mistake here from Elite 8, looking at the death timers, looking at the minion wave, looking at the position of the chase.
Without Baron, I don't think they could have finished. I think it would have been a big ask for them to finish without Baron. Hunyegas is going to respawn. And I think Kraken will be on the cards right now for Elite 8. Kraken will be the absolute sealing blow to secure this Southeast Asian Championship and knock Impunity from their throne.
Spaghetti attempting to itemize into a poison shiv as his second damage item. Def Q finishes his second at 15 minutes.
Exactly, its second item's getting finished here. I mean, Quadavoire's got a aftershock. I kind of understand, but you need something for the. You need a crucible for the Oblivion. You need boots, journey boots. There. Do you know what? We're done with these scoundrel rants. Let's just celebrate how well Elite 8 have played, because they have been
outstanding.
They have been outstanding. They really have.
Now the Kraken to be threatened on down. Def Q lands a couple of crucial shots. All the one shot. Would have that connected, it could have been a fight. It started on up. Iron Cannon going to fly on out. It's more of a scouting tool. Spots out the middle of the wave there. And now the flares trying to find this CP Kestrel, trying to find where Spaghetti is hiding on out. Elite 8 showing respect to the potential of being caught out here.
They're showing respect for those active camos, which have been a real nuisance for them, you have to say. And you can see Anime Save Me working towards a contraption, realizing that he does need to maintain vision control here to be able to scout out not only the Kestrel, but those active camos as well. Elite 8 have been fantastic this series. Quatavara again, face tanks. Storm Shield will save the damage from him. But Impunity are just so far behind on items right now, both defensively and offensively. You don't really see a way to stall this out for long enough. You were above 10k behind. You're about 11k behind at this point in time. That is a massive deficit in Vainglory to have to try and climb back. Kraken's going to get started. If you feel if this doesn't get stolen, if this goes over to Elite 8, this will be sealing their championship.
2 Vein Crystal turrets, and the Vein Crystal separating Elite 8 from becoming Southeast Asia champions for the first time here. Iron Cannon going to go out. Here comes Quatavara looking for a steal. Blast Tremor going to sign. It's one shot, steals it. That's the steal coming through from Def Q, and Impunity just going to fall back and allow the Kraken to do the work. That's an Oblivion over the wall. They're trying to find this Kestrel, and they found her. Def Q take down 605, but they're trying to turn the damage around. Spaghetti does not have it. If they die here, this could just be the end. A double for Hun Jaegers. Quatavara running for his life, but what are Elite 8 doing? Looks like they're dealing with the Kraken.
They've got plenty of time to deal with Kraken here. This just buys a bit more time over to Impunity, but they need lots more time. You feel like this was a small remedy, but where do they go? What do they do with this time? What do they build? They are so far behind in items and so far behind in damage, and going up against a composition that scales so well and has already scaled. That's the important thing. They have already scaled, Dalsy. 17 minutes and you're already at late game. And the contraption has been finished, and now Kestrel has become even less effective. This Impunity roster is struggling. And they have struggled for the last 3 games. Ever since Anime Save Me came in, their draft has been awkward. Their build paths have been awkward, and Elite 8 have capitalized and played excellently.
The contraption, as you can see, the scout traps now littered around the middle of the map here at Scoundrel. Anywhere Elite 8 can walk towards, a scout trap will almost certainly follow.
Yeah, and you can see Anime Save Me planting them everywhere. If you get control of that middle area as well, it means it's so difficult to even contest the Kraken.
Currently just Impunity looking, hoping that a trap is walked into. Def Q going to reveal his location, and Elite 8 are going to start pushing towards it. He has been caught out. He's inactive. Camo Flare hasn't spotted just yet. In fact, he's behind, and I don't think Elite 8 are expecting him to be sitting behind. Hun Jaegers.
He can't even get in there because of the threat of the flares and the potential scout traps from the contraption. And he can't start launching an assault of glimmer shots because it's just not going to be enough right now. He's going up against double Aegis that has been completed, a full build Baron with Infusion, and an almost full build Samuel with Infusion.
Elite 8 pushing into the base here. Glimmer shots flying out from Def Q. He is low on energy, no regen available. That's a silence flying out. Hun Jaegers blocks it, but that's a one-shot connecting onto Anime Save Me, and he'll be happy to tank those up all day long. Elite 8, the damage being dealt. Quatavara will have to fall back to the base, but Elite 8 with a minion wave are now looking to finish this one out. Def Q found out. Anime Save Me dives on forward, but they don't find the kill. Spaghetti pushed away. Oblivion on the staircase, but it's just not enough to catch out Impunity. They survive this onslaught, and Elite 8 will leave.
Scout traps there. They will spot out the Kestrel. Hearts pounding, fingers trembling. We're right at the end of the game here for Elite 8. They want to make this happen right now.
And Quantifies in the midst of it all. He's trying to heal up the fountain for himself. Hanyega's looking to get the damage onto this Kestrel. And it looks like Quantifies may have just stepped outside of Def's range. The glimmer shots are there. Hanyega's is taking so much damage. The one shot will hit, but a good reflex block going to take the majority of that damage.
Again, they've got control of the Kraken area. They can back off. They don't need to overcommit here. They don't need to give any more space to Impunity that they have already given them. Impunity have been surviving, though. Quatrevois has got fairly tanky, but only 22 stacks now. About 1 stack a minute that he's sitting on his passive, but he's again building to what looks like a potential clockwork. Still no Crucible, still nothing to block the Oblivion across the entire team. And now Elite 8 are either looking to bait or run round. They actually showed themselves. Quatrevois will isolate himself here. This might have been a mistake. He's going the wrong way.
He's going to run around the Rosie. And one shot going to catch Hanyega's. That is a dangerous time. The Kraken's been started up. They don't have vision of this Impunity. They would have expected that Elite 8 just drop the aggro immediately. In fact, they're going back to base. They are not expecting this Kraken to be going over Impunity.
Major mistake here. Quatrevois realizes.
He's going to notice it. Ion Cannon's going to come on down. The one shot, it's not up. They have to get up close. The steal does not come through. Kraken unleash, and Quatrevois going to go very low. DefQ being chased on down. Hanyega's with the damage, and that is a very dead Kestrel. Spaghetti dies on in. Hanyega's surviving. Spaghetti goes down. It's only Quatrevois, and the ace comes through for Elite 8.
There is no way that they don't win this with the Kraken right now. They've got 40 seconds to barrel on through. You can already see the roster starting to celebrate, hands in the air. They are so close to finishing this game. Just 2 turrets stand in between a new Southeast Asian champion. The roster, the might of Impunity has fallen. And the Elite 8 roster are now barreling down onto these crystal turrets. How insane of a ride has this been for them to almost lose to the challenger team and now find themselves hitting onto these turrets to finish the game off. Here comes Kraken. There is not enough that Impunity can do to stop this.
Elite 8 cried for Anime to save them, and he certainly did in this series. Say hello to your Southeast Asian champions as they the Kraken should be able to take the base. It will do so. They are the Southeast Asia Spring champions.
And not only that, they are our Southeast Asian qualified worlds team, the first qualified worlds team of the year. And Impunity, they do not look happy. They look broken. But look at the joy on the Elite 8 roster. They are so over the moon, and I